All right, you ready? Do you want any ice?
Do we have got ice?
Oh, no, it's your place.
No, we don't. Well, in the house we do, not here.
Oh, yeah, you need a freezer in there.
Yeah, no,
That
I
was
know.
very funny.
Can we talk about that?
Anyway, we are starting episode 10. Well done, guys. Congratulations.
10.
Double
10.
figures, yeah. That's Hobo Studios live in Pullenvale for episode 10.
So
Back
10.
on the horse. Yeah, so have we got a thing for 10?
I don't know if I got a fact for 10. I'll just think of one.
Oh,
Well, 10 is obviously the number of fingers / thumbs that we have if you count fingers and thumbs.
Okay,
If thumbs are a subset of fingers.
I hope there's more to it.
I'm just trying to think.
Is that not it? Is that it?
most people
Yeah,
do.
okay.
Not
Did you know
everyone.
this? Did you know this? That the decimal system, well, I think this, I don't know. Someone look it up. Tell me if it's right. But you know how numbers are base 10? It's like 10, 100, add zeros, base 10. You know,
Yeah,
the whole number system is based on 10.
I love that you've explained that to us like we're the biggest dead shits in the world.
I love 2 minutes in and Ben goes, oh, fuck.
I think, again, don't take this as fact until you Google it yourself, but
Yeah.
I think the reason that we use the base 10 system is because we got 10 fingers. And that's like how we start counting. So
Right.
do we count to 10 on the fingers? Okay, then put up the thumb. Okay, and I think it's based on that. And then did we talk about last time how we're shocked and dismayed that time doesn't also follow the decimal
we did
system? We
talk
talked
about
about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So-
yeah.
I don't know.
I-
Should I look it up now? To see
Oh,
if
no,
it's-
you're okay.
But I reckon you've just inadvertently come up with the catchphrase for this podcast, which is
Shocked and
don't
dismayed?
take this as fact
Nah.
until you Google it yourself.
Don't take it in fact. Should I turn my phone on silent?
Oh,
as
you
well?
probably
Oh,
should.
fuck,
yeah.
Do you want me
Unless
to
a
do that?
snake comes and then we can scare
Yeah.
the shit out of Jigs again.
That's on silent.
Yeah, so 10 fact, my last number I retired in was number 10 for footy.
The
I was
last
number
what?
10.
Last
Number
number
10
you
jersey.
tied
Last
in.
time I played, I was number 10.
Oh, in your jersey.
Yeah,
Front row.
yeah.
yeah, it was, yeah. So,
Speaking of tens
yeah.
and 5 of them, 5
Yes.
tens is 50.
This day
10
last week.
Turn
yeah.
the big 5-0.
Melbourne Cup Day, yes. And you guys came down, you came down Monday.
Yeah.
Monday night was quite large. Wasn't it? It was,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Before we started recording, I had to say, before we start, is there anything I've forgotten that happened on Monday?
yes, and there was.
So, yeah, there were several things.
Yeah, and then Tuesday, Melbourne Cup Day, which we'll cover in the sports wrap. I had a little win.
I had a
on,
win.
You did. Now you had.
I structured my bets in a way I couldn't lose.
Yes, that's
You
right.
did lose. You lost. You
well-
were down.
Okay, so I bet
Yeah.
a certain amount of money on the favourite, and then I saw that you could bet the exact opposite of that as well. So
The
for
field,
the
to, beat
field
the
to beat the
favourite.
favourite.
So
So I
you
bet on both, and I couldn't lose.
You did lose. The bet that came in meant that you
Yeah,
were
but-
down after the
But
two
I'd already
bets.
spent that money. So once I'd spent all that on the bets, I was guaranteed to get a return.
This is a guy. This is a guy who you go to the pub with, and you sit there having a game of Keno, and he bets on heads and tails in
Yeah, one
Keno.
of them.
$1
He's
a
like,
game.
yes, heads.
$1 a game.
And there's like, damn tails. Yes, heads. Damn
It's a
tails.
good, yeah.
No, it was a great week at
Yeah, it
Coolangatta
was
at
good.
Reflections Tower 2.
That was good. The view was awesome up there.
Yeah, it was
You
great.
forget that how good it is being up high,
Yeah.
beach view, looking over the ocean.
How good is a hungover swim? It fixes everything.
yeah.
The second we had that swim on
Yeah.
day 2, we were ready for a bit.
It actually
go
does.
again.
Yeah.
There's nothing that can't be cured with a swim in the ocean.
No. And on the
Oh.
A
daughters.
fair few diseases.
Yeah.
Diabetes.
There's some doctors listening.
This is not medical advice.
Yeah. Don't take this as fact until you've Googled it.
Let's call our barrister right now.
Shit.
Had that
No, it
Yeah.
was good, mate. We had
Yeah.
a good dig.
Fun. Great gifts from you guys. The daughters came down and
Little
on
birthday
the
cake as
Tuesday
well.
And,
And
yeah,
just-
little muffin
and-
cake. That was good.
And just
yeah.
cryptically, not saying who this is about here, but let me just say, if you are going to send a naughty picture to somebody, make sure it goes from phone to phone and not phone to Facebook story.
Story, yeah.
Now, that's all I'm going to say, but very fucking funny.
Yeah.
Very fucking
Yeah,
funny.
hilarious.
Oh,
yeah,
dear.
well
because it
done.
wasn't us.
No,
so
it wasn't
very
me.
funny.
No.
Yeah, and we watched the Melbourne Cup at was it the Greenmount?
Yeah, Green
Surf
Mountain
Club.
Surf Club.
Yeah. That was great.
Steak
And,
sandwich there was fantastic.
It was good food too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They were pretty busy. And then, what did we do? We went back to the room, I think. I can't remember, yeah.
We went
It's
and played
been a bit of a
euchre.
blur.
We were
Oh,
hung
we
over
played-
and we played euchre and we had drinks and
Yeah.
we went to the
Cool, Surf Club for
Coolangatta
dinner.
Surf Club
Yeah.
spa.
Spa Pub come down, which was great. Fub come down, which was great.
Your girls were there, which I
Whole time.
discovered
They're more mature.
actually more
than us.
mature than us.
us,
Yeah, 13 and 10,
11.
11 and more mature than us.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a ball. We went to Time Zone, I think, Friday, and Zed won a big Luigi character.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is that
Off-
where that came from?
Off the, yeah,
Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
Only time one of the big.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
only time one of the big was really cool.
And-
Win, so yeah, it was really cool.
And Zara, 11 years old, picked up euchre quicker than me.
Yes.
Well done.
And Sunday morning there were markets on, and we got Indy got a skateboard, so it's a Christmas present. So she was cruising on the footpath
Yeah,
out the
cool.
front there, and a really good beach holiday. So yeah. The other one was the Kiwis beating Australia in the league in the Pacific
Did
Yeah.
final.
They didn't
Yeah.
just beat them.
they? Did they?
I got it because
30-0.
I didn't watch it.
30-0.
The Kiwis beat us 30-0.
I didn't watch it, and someone texted me saying, "Holy shit, have you seen the score
Yeah.
in the final?"
That was probably me.
And I looked it up, and I was like, I'm thinking it was going to be the other way around.
Yeah.
They fucking trashed us.
Yeah.
It's good that it's getting competitive. Remember,
Yeah.
we used to just
Yeah.
smash New Zealand all the time in rugby league.
Well, the week before we beat them.
Yeah.
Just yeah.
Because I went to the World Cup, this would have been 10 years ago, whenever it was. I don't know, was there a World Cup 10 years ago?
Probably.
It's a bit
was
rich,
a-
isn't it, calling that a World Cup in rugby league? You can't really have a World Cup rugby. But yeah, I went there. We got tickets, and I went there to watch Australia dominate and smash New Zealand, but that did not happen. We got beaten.
That was at
That was
Suncorp.
yeah, Suncorp. That was the Billy Slater days, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe English.
They should have dominated then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he threw it in, and I think someone scored who was actually a Queenslander, but playing for New Zealand. Yeah, Slater.
Was it Tate?
They went to
Wasn't
kick it out.
Den and Camp.
No, I
Brent
can't
Tate?
remember. No, it wasn't Tate.
Not the ironing board.
No, he'd qualified to play for Queensland, but he never did.
Actually, with your sore neck, is that a go? Get Brent Tate's ironing board down the back of your
It would
fucking
be.
shirt?
Yeah, X-rayed it this morning, so hopefully they find something. But a bit of pain, but we'll carry on. Committed to the cause. The other one was, of course, Maxwell. in
Oh, we woke
Australia.
up to that. We were watching
How
that when we went to
bloody-
bed on your the night of your birthday. I think we just finished watching the first innings. We're like, oh, should we turn it off? Should we turn it off? And yeah, we'll turn it off.
Yeah, everyone's pretty tired.
I would have stayed up till 3:30
watch
and watched that.
that.
That
Yeah.
would have. That was awesome.
Against
This is the
Afghanistan.
replay. You watched
The replay was pretty damn good.
with a full
Yeah,
night
with
of
a
sleep
full
under your
night's
belt.
sleep, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
But that
pretty
was
cool.
history. That was an amazing knock.
Yeah,
I was so tired that night.
weren't you?
We're trying to play that
Euchre.
euchre game. I honestly couldn't keep my.
Yeah,
I
you
get
look
really
like
restless
shit.
legs when I'm tired, and
Yeah.
I just had to keep getting up. And the girls were so determined to get that game done. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, my joke, yep,
Trying to-
okay, away, yep.
The matchsticks.
Yeah.
Did you see the night after Maxwell had his tonk? Joe Root tried to do a Maxwell and just flick one down the leg side. You know how Maxwell straightens up and
Yep.
just flicks it like
Yep.
a
Yep.
little smart ass maneuver. Joe Root tried to do it and it just completely nuttied him straight
did
through the
it?
legs, bowled him. It
Brilliant.
just looked like a right cock.
How would the old cricketers, like the 70s, 80s cricketers feel? Just watching, say,
They'd
I
feel
saw
like
some
shit.
of Max right now. They probably feel like shit. Yeah.
Yeah, well, especially the money.
But no, I was looking at some of Maxwell's shots. Little reverse sweep
Yeah.
flick goes for six.
Six.
Just off the middle of the bat.
Yeah.
Dunk for
Yeah.
six.
You got to remember, the bats are 4 times as thick as the pieces of shit they were
I know,
using.
but like that must be so frustrating.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
watching that.
Yeah.
And plus, the boundary was the fence.
Yeah. That
So
was
it
always
hard
Yeah,
to
exciting.
get a
true.
boundary.
How good was it watching a fielder slide to
Just-
stop it and just
It was a
smash
test
it
of
into the
commitment.
fence? That's right.
Yeah,
Bless them.
they slide into it and they come off branded by Benson and Hedges
Yeah.
down the side 'cause it's on the steel. Yeah, that was. I think that's for safety. That's why they brought the rope in,
Yeah,
wasn't it? For
yeah,
those kind of things.
yeah.
Yeah.
But is it also for consistency now, like of boundary length?
I think it's both.
Like
But
if it's an extra long boundary, don't they? It's
they'll never have the fence though.
You look at the rope; it's not the same distance around
No.
the fence, depending on the shape of the ground and all that.
That's right, yeah. And where the pitch is in the middle of the ground.
Yep.
Now, we'll move on to the what the fuck stories because it's part of a sports one for me. Now, I'm going to ask you guys what you think, say, the best Australian sporting moment
Oh, I know it already.
was
Best
of-
Australian
of
sporting
what?
moment.
Oh,
of
wait, is that
2023 so far.
Oh, okay.
So
I don't
you
know
think
it.
three-peat of the Panthers?
Okay.
No. Collingwood Premiership?
Yes.
That's for you, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep. The Matildas?
I'd say the Matildas, to be
what the
honest.
Matildas did?
Was the Argentina World Cup? No, it wasn't in Argentina. Where was the World Cup? The one that Argentina won, was that this year?
Was that in France? No. That
Was
was,
that-
Rugby
this
World
year.
Cup.
Or was that last year?
No, World Cup was this year, I think.
Okay.
Can't
But
remember.
for me, Collingwood,
Yeah,
That Matildas
Um,
penalty shootout was pretty
that
epic.
was awesome. Yeah.
it was.
Um,
that would
I
be
had-
it if I wasn't at
Yeah.
a grand final. For
Yeah.
men and we won the Ashes in the men and women's.
Oh, some of that England victory.
What do
Yeah,
you
it would have been better because we drew the series but retained the Ashes. It would have been better if we won that.
I put Gisbergen maybe winning Bathurst for the third time.
That was good.
Yeah.
What are you
So
setting
we're
this up
saying
for?
Matildas.
I'm gonna say the Matildas.
Ben, what do you think? You think?
Yeah, I reckon Matildas. I reckon it changed sport a bit. in the
Yep.
country.
Yeah.
It's a,
It
what a
definitely
shit.
did.
And you're
You
saying
did.
Collingwood.
Yeah.
I'm going to beat you all.
Well, you won't beat me, but that's fine.
I'll beat you at this. All right, you ready?
Okay.
Is this something about Toowoomba Rugby League?
No, not at all. No, close. Third grade cricket at the Gold Coast. Have you heard this story? This has to go down as the best Australian sporting moment of 2023.
Okay.
All right. Gareth Morgan, the captain of the Mudgery-Bar Narangan District's cricket club third grade team, has pulled off a cricketing miracle on the Gold Coast, taking 6 wickets in the final over
Oh,
of Saturday's dramatic 4-run win over Surfers Paradise.
that's pretty good.
It is, isn't it? You think about it. Surfers Paradise needed 5 runs for victory heading into their last over with 6 wickets in hand, only for Morgan to take a sextuple wicket maiden, including 5 golden ducks.
Jeez.
After removing the Surfers Paradise opener Jake Garland for 65, caught a deep mid-wicket, Morgan ran through the opposition's lower order to finish with 7 for 16 from 6 overs. The first 4 dismissals were all caught, while the final 2 were bowled.
Imagine that. Imagine that final ball
6
that over.
wickets in 6 balls,
That's pretty good.
and they only needed 5 runs to
I
win.
wonder if he's like a top level cricketer, just filling in or something.
No, he said, I heard an interview with him on the radio, and he said,
20-year-old comes in.
because he's the captain, he's a bit older, and the younger bowler was getting belted around a bit, and he thought, I'll just take the last over
To save him the.
to save the young fella feeling like
Yep.
shit for losing
Yep.
the game.
Yeah.
How old?
The player,
Yeah.
he's in his 30s, I think.
Oh, I thought
It's
you
third
said
grade.
Oh, third grade. Oh, see, I thought you'd.
Oh, you
I
meant,
thought you meant
You thought he was
real-
playing against kids. and
Yeah,
he-
I was thinking this is kids. This is fucking not impressive.
Third division.
Yeah,
adults.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's way more impressive.
Yeah. So 6 wickets in the last 6 balls, and the batting team only needed 5 runs.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
for-
yeah. Pay that.
Yeah. So there you go. That's my what the fuck story.
Go
So
Collingwood.
yeah, pretty good. Well done, Gareth Morgan.
Well, I got one.
Yes.
Now, I don't want you to overthink this. Let's not be stupid and sensible about it, but just think
Stupid
about
and
this.
sensible.
We were talking about this a bit today, and I paused because I said this is potentially content. We can't talk to each other anymore during the
content.
workday because everything's like, oh, content.
Yeah.
That's on your phone.
But have a think about this. When you're in your car, picture your car right now. Your
Oh,
driver's...
yeah, this is.
Yeah,
Prepare yourself to be amazed
yeah.
with this insight.
I'm driving.
So you're in the driver's seat of your car. Ben, close your eyes. Think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Now look over to the passenger seat, and
Yeah.
and think that person there is real close to me. And think about the gap between your 2 seats. You know, in between your 2 seats,
Enough to
there's
put your arm on,
enough
maybe.
room for an arm, a brake, the handbrake, and the gear stick. Not much room between those 2 seats.
Okay.
But now think about the width of your car, and that fits and takes up most of the lane in the road that you drive in. Now think about a bus. Now on a bus, you have a seat that you're sitting in,
Mm-hmm.
a seat next to you,
Mm-hmm.
then a big wide corridor,
Mm-hmm.
and then 2 more fucking seats with 2 more people in it.
Mm-hmm.
And that width of that bus fits in the same lane as your car.
And it seems to take up the same width as
It
well.
takes up pretty much the same width
I think
as you and the person sitting next to you in your vehicle.
I think you're onto something here. I think it's to do with the vaccine.
Now that's like obvious. Like, stop it.
No, I think you've cracked it. Like the government doesn't want us to know about this, but you've cracked it.
Well, the bus.
Oh,
fits in
I
the
told
lane.
you not to be sensible.
Oh, okay, no, that's amazing. How do you fucking what? In the same lane.
In the same lane.
It does too.
Stop it.
It is quite.
Well, when you think about it, yeah.
4 people and a lane, and
Yeah,
takes up the same width of road.
I think we should take this straight to the Prime Minister.
That's definitely vaccine stuff. Like how does yes. No, that's quite amazing.
I mean, I know
When you
there's
think
an
about it.
answer that the bus is actually wider.
I'm not gonna be logical.
It takes up a fuck
I'm not
load
gonna-
of space.
Those measurements, the 2 seats are quite close together compared to the other one.
Yeah.
Also, this bus is very squared off. So when you're in
Straight up.
when you're in that right-hand seat, your face is like right next to the window, and it's a
Yeah,
squared
that's
off
right.
vehicle.
Like in a car, you've got
goes
your
angled.
armrest and you've got the whole window cavity
So it all
with
makes
your
sense.
control. Yeah, so it makes sense,
Yeah.
but still.
No,
Yeah.
it's
You
think
did
about
well.
that.
You
Yeah.
did well thinking about that.
yeah. That's very good.
I just love Scoot gets away with some fucking bullshit on this podcast.
Because
And
the
that's
stable,
put you to
stable
sleep.
mates don't see me and you drag him outside and flog the fuck out of him.
Fucking like to.
Anyway,
Anyway.
what the fuck story there from you?
I wrote something down.
Yeah. Teddy
Oh
did.
yeah, Teddy, because we got our dog Teddy.
He's great. I just
8,
pat
9
him.
months
He's
old
great.
now. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Pissed on
into
you?
everything.
Yeah.
Hey,
You
Yeah.
pissed on.
Pissed at
he
him.
pisses everywhere, but that means that we discussed like now I can just piss on the floor whenever I want, and
Yeah.
it's fine. It's just
Great.
like, oh, he
Bloody
pissed
dog.
again,
Yeah.
and then they take a dump on the kitchen bench. That's one step too far because obviously you can't get up there. But
Yes.
anyway,
It's
so
got corn
yeah,
in
the
it.
other, and he digs around. He, I would be surprised if he's here for a long time because if there's a snake in the yard, he won't let that thing go. Like if there's a toad, and he'll
How
probably eat
often
the
does a snake
toad.
happen?
Oh, a little bit. Well, there was one at the last podcast, wasn't there? Well, that was stick in the end, but bit
Is
of
that the
snake.
last snake scare?
We've had some pythons. I reckon we had about in the last 2.5 years. I reckon we've had about 4 pythons.
Okay.
I haven't seen any brown snakes. Definitely seen yellow-faced whip snakes.
Are they
Yeah.
dangerous?
They're mildly venomous, but they're not too bad.
Yeah.
Anyway,
See, I thought you were talking about a snake a week at one point.
No.
Fuck that.
um,
Not coming over anymore.
but he'll sniff them out. He'll find them and agitate them.
Yeah.
So, but he dug up a pair of women's underwear the other day and brought them in. So I want to know the backstory.
Oh, did you
of-
get accused of hiding them?
Yeah, you
I
gotta
don't know,
go,
I
you go
don't-
real deep with them things.
No,
Get him way down there.
it's 6 feet at least.
Shallow grave.
Yeah. So yeah, then he's just brought them in, and I'm curious as like obviously there's a backstory to those underpants that have been.
Have you checked
buried.
if there's a body?
Yeah, I was going to say, was there a hip bone connected to it? Or
No.
Have you
so
gone and checked the dig hole? Could be bones.
I didn't know
in
where he
there.
got it from.
Are you now thinking about that there could be a body?
I guess. But yeah, was it previous owners? Like, and what prompted that? Like,
Was it
some-
current owners?
Could be current owners. I don't know. It wasn't me, but I've got some
You do
questions
wear
I
females'
obviously need to
underwear,
ask now. But yeah, like let's envisage what could have happened to mean that I've got underwear buried in my yard.
Okay, so the previous owner, she's out doing the garden. She's like, oh,
Oh yeah,
yep.
that
oh,
can happen.
Like,
can
like
happen.
shit herself.
I think
Yeah.
it's contained within the cheeks.
What
actually it's
style,
not.
what style of underpant were
It
they?
was like what do you call it? Like seamless. No, like yes, ones that don't show your VPL, visible panty line. You know those ones?
No.
What
Like-
colour were they?
They
So a full brief.
kind of, but they don't have like most jocks like these like got the Like, can you see that? Like at the bottom
Definitely
there,
can.
there's a
Zooming in.
there's a set. Can you zoom on that? So there's the what do you call that? A hem. Did you call that a
This is
hem?
the worst
think
day
so,
of Ben's
Yeah.
life.
Hemless. Hemless could be what I'm looking
Ben's
for.
like, I could have been producing porn, and now I've got to do
And
this
now I
shit.
am. Yeah.
And now, yeah.
But you know, like the
There's no
hem.
market for
You
this.
call that like that's folded over and sewn.
I think that's a hem. Yeah.
But yeah, so these ones were like
Hemless.
just hemless, like so that you can't see
but-
your VPL.
So just
Because
boring.
VPL's a big thing.
So just boring.
Well,
So-
hemless is pretty out there, isn't it? Like that's obviously trying to disguise that you've got underwear on. So it's kind of like, ooh.
I'm not touching this. I'm not touching this.
Anyway, so
So what are the
So-
origins?
can we give you a job before the next recording to go and scout around and see if there's a dead body out there with it? There could be. You could uncover something here.
Do you
Imagine
still have
that.
them?
Hey,
Do you still have them?
I think I want. I can't remember if this happened.
Let me guess before you say what's happening. You wanted to do something with them, and Erin said put them in the bin.
Yeah, I can't remember if that happened or
And
if
I'm
I
covered in
just
dirt.
assumed that happened. They were covered in dirt, and then I made jokes like, "Oh, you know, skitties and all that." But I think I just assume I got made to put them in the bin. Like everything I want to keep, I have to put in the bin. What?
That's why I said I'm not touching this.
What?
I was thinking we could give them away.
What? What? What?
He gets so lost when we piss our pants laughing. Oh,
Just move on.
Is there something
oh
else?
well, no. That's,
What are you?
move
Couple of giggling schoolgirls.
Anyway,
we're so childish.
if you're gonna
I just
pass
turned
notes,
50 and I'm still too childish.
so
Oh,
is the point of the story that Teddy's gonna die because he
Ah.
is into snakes and stuff?
No, I think the point was I found underpants in my yard.
did he bring him into the house or was he running around with him in the yard, like flicking them up and like?
I think he brought them up to the deck.
Were they over his face like a superhero looking out the holes?
Has anyone ever not done that? Anyone in their life not put underpants on their head, pretending you're a
I think
fly?
I did it last night.
Oh, fuck. Straight to Facebook story.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
yeah. No, we've all done that. Definitely. Yeah, it's good fun. Yeah, the I could picture him doing that.
What's going on?
You'll have to watch the video, but
All right, let's move on.
oh, okay. Wow, that's funny.
Oh, shit.
Now you've got a hypothetical, Jigs. you wanna
Yeah,
get
but
to.
are we all in an okay place to do this?
I'm fine. I don't know.
Now,
what
are we
you're
all going to do this? Are we all going to give this the same amount of attention that we would give one of fucking Scott's hypotheticals?
Yeah,
are we
of
gonna,
course, yes.
Like, you're going to actually have a think about it and give a proper answer to it?
If
Yeah,
it's
it's-
if it's profound,
No, well, it is a little bit. Okay. So, here's the scenario. Close your eyes again.
I'm all here. Let me just put my glasses on, my thinking glasses, and my listening ear, and indubitably.
Oh, here he comes. Yeah, here he is. Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Go.
Okay,
We're-
so pretend
we're with
you're 70 years old.
Okay, hold on. Where do I live?
Pretend you're 70 years old. You're you.
Okay, I'm me.
You're you, and I'm me,
Okay.
and you're you.
yes. All right.
But pretend you're 70,
Yep.
and we make the decision that we are going to freeze you, cryogenically frozen.
Yep.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. At that point in time, cryogenically frozen. But before we freeze you, you agree, you guys get to decide. So I don't know how cryogenically freezing works. I don't think it's real.
I think it might
But in this hypothetical, we can thaw you out once. Just once. Mm-hmm. So before we freeze you...
Right.
be. Do you have to choose the year or something?
No, before we freeze you, you agree, you guys get to choose what event is good enough to unfreeze me for in the future.
Oh.
So you're
Okay.
frozen.
Yep.
My question to you guys is, and I'll give you an example, what event taking place would you want to be thawed out for? Now let me give you an example. Australia, pretty shit at soccer. Fast forward 60 years, imagine we won our first World Cup. Scoot, would you want to be thought out for a World
So what
Cup
happens?
win?
Then I just continue living my
You
life.
continue living for another 10 years and then you're dead. So it could be something to do with your family. It could be something to do with in the world. What would you be happy to be thawed out for?
Oh, that's a tough one, isn't it? For a future event. I don't know. I'm lost. I think. Yeah, I don't know. Soccer for you, is it or no? What have you got one?
I thought about it. I reckon I would want to be thawed out for if when I'm frozen and I've met my grandchildren, I would want to be thawed out to meet my great grandchildren or something like that.
If you, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Something to do with my daughters and their kids or something that down that line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe sporting events. I've seen heaps of them and enjoyed a lot of them.
That's
but
why I thought about the Socceroos, because that
would be
I
massive
reckon,
for
I reckon
Australia,
Tash
yeah.
goes, well, that'll never happen. I'm like, no, they'll win a
They'll
World
get it,
Cup.
yeah.
They'll win one
We're
at
pretty
some point. It
good.
might be 100 years in the future,
Yeah.
but I reckon they might win a World
Yeah, it'd
Cup.
have to be family. I think kids. Something to do with kids. For me.
I reckon.
When they bring the McRib back.
No, I was going to say, if Bellbarry Macca's can go a week without the fucking ice cream machine being broken, get me out there.
It is the worst Macca's around.
It's fucking
Yeah.
terrible. I got home the other day, and one of these times where my daughter and I were just alone, and like we can get anything we want. She's like, Macca's. Like, fucking hell. So I'm like, I'm going to get Indian then because I'm not eating Macca's, and then I'm lazy. I'm like, fuck it, I'll just get Macca's. And I begrudgingly get Macca's, and my burger's cold, and my chips is a third full. A third full.
Yeah. And did you bother dealing with that?
No, couldn't
Yeah.
be fucked.
Yeah,
I was
same here.
just disgruntled.
Yep. Nah.
Anyway,
Yeah, that's a
got
good one. Yeah, I think family.
I
Yeah, for
think
that.
I would be. This goes back for me. It goes back. The analogy I think of is when my mum would buy ham from the deli, and that shit is awesome. Like, just I'm thinking when I'm like 15, 16, she'd come home with ham from the deli.
cut fresh.
Like, cut fresh from Coles and all
Yeah.
that sort of stuff. And I'd look at, and I just love it. And I'd just look at it and I'd think, I'll eat it a little later. Like, I'll wait. Okay. And then time goes by, and then it gets to like 4 or 5 days. I'm still trying to save it. And then it starts to go, oh, I've probably left that too long.
Too
now.
long, yeah.
And then I think I would do this. I just wouldn't want, nothing would be good enough to thaw myself out for. But no, not that.
Not that.
Yeah, we'll wait for the next thing, and then
Yeah.
the
I know
whole
what you
world.
mean, yeah.
I wouldn't be able to make that call. I would just be like, no, wait.
Keep waiting.
Keep waiting.
Maybe you could wait till like the year 3000 or something.
That's
just
what I'd like to
see.
do.
yeah, I'd like to see
Wait till a super future.
what
Yeah.
happens. Like when the Jetsons finally happens.
Yeah, when a hoverboard finally gets off the ground.
Yeah.
Is that something from Back to the Future?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes,
Have you
you
heard the
wouldn't
song "Dear Science, Where's My Hoverboard"? By what's his name? Seth Sentry. That's a good song. It's like an open letter to science saying, "Where's my
Speaking
hoverboard?"
of Back to the Future, I seen something the other day, and it said in Back to the Future he went from 1985 to 1955. If that happened now, he'd go back from 2023
To 1993.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they said because when he got back to 55, Mr. Sandman was the song. And then if you went back
Enter
to
Sandman.
93, yeah, Enter Sandman would be the song.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the difference between, I guess, 55 and 85 is quite massive with technology compared to 93 to 2023.
Oh,
Do you
the
remember-
the next 20 to 30 years is going to be
Bunta.
insane.
Do you remember
Yeah.
with CDs?
Maybe the Jetsons will finally happen.
Like when that was how you bought music, CDs.
Yeah.
How, like, I just remember when you said Enter Sandman, it just instantly made me think. I think whenever it was, 94 or something, I bought a second-hand copy of that Black Album from the Mogul State School Fate. Like, you know those guys at markets would
Yeah.
come with their big styrofoam things full of CDs and
CDs,
stuff. And I
yeah.
bought the second-hand CD, and it was scratched. Like, I didn't see that, and I went and played it, and then I think on, what's the, Holier than hey.
Sad but true.
Oh no, that's sad but yeah, sad but true. It would skip, and then there was another one. I think track 4 or something. And I just invested so much. I chased so much, threw so much money at trying to fix that fucking CD.
Did you?
Like getting those little pen things you could get. That were,
Pens, yeah.
like tried to
Yeah.
all
How much
that
did you
sort
pay
of
for
stuff.
the CD?
I don't know, probably like $15, $10. You know, CD was probably at $30 or something,
At
which
the
is
time, the new one.
which is a fair bit.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, like $30 even now
yeah.
to buy an album. It's
Yeah,
a
they
lot of
were
money.
too. Yeah.
But that's just what I thought of, and I can just still hear the frustration of that song
Yeah.
skipping. Yeah.
Nothing worse. Yeah. Now you've got a hypothetical as well, young fella.
Yeah. So mine was, the Moggle Soccer Club, football club, which
The geckos.
we're actually water dragons.
Oh.
Thank you.
I thought it was a gecko.
No, it's not the
Why do I
geckos.
think
It's
it
the
was a
water
gecko?
dragons.
Oh.
So just, I often think about this for some reason, because we're, pretty crap. Oh, not that
No,
crap.
not.
No, in terms of the scale of world football.
Oh. Fair enough. Yeah.
So I would like to know if Men against United came and played against us, what would
Right.
the score be?
Oh. You could be.
90-minute game.
You could end up like Rocky Balboa,
Do you
fighting
think
the
we
world
would?
champ.
Do you think we would?
No, but
What would the score be? 90-minute game.
Oh, jeez, they just be taking the piss with.
What's the game? 90-minute game. I reckon they're scoring.
So remember, we get to kick off every time that they score. So we can use up a bit of time.
I reckon they're scoring a goal on average one every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You reckon that's pretty generous to us?
Like one every 5, couple of at the worst.
As soon as they get the ball, you give it to one of their players. They'll dribble the
Yeah.
whole team and score.
Probably.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're not dribbling a whole team.
Oh, yeah, they would.
Nah, I don't reckon. they would.
Absolutely, they would.
No. It'd start off
Cristiano
slow, I think.
Ronaldo, the ball.
Yeah, but he's not going to have enough moves to flick it around all of his
I reckon he
on
would.
his own. Like just gang tackle him.
I guess if we implemented a strategy
I reckon.
where we just but then he'd just pass it to one of the other
I think it'd be
world class players.
I reckon it'd be 30-0,
30,
I reckon
35-0.
I'm saying like 70.
70.
Wow.
Well, that's
Maybe if we get clever at wasting time. So what I'm thinking, as we kick off, we kick it straight back to maybe one of our defenders. Then we kick that back to our keeper. Like they're only human. They can't get from the halfway line to the goals in less than 7 seconds or something. Then our keeper boots it.
Could they score from the?
that was my
From the
next
centre.
question. Is
Well, they're not
are
kicking off.
Are you going to be keeper again, or in this game?
Yeah, I'd love to do that. I would love it. Yeah.
I reckon that's where you'd want to play. If you were playing Man U, you'd want to be keeper. That'd be so much fun being the back
maybe.
end.
Do you think 70 nil?
Like the pressure's off.
Well, let's just think. As soon as they get the ball, I believe they would score within
I reckon every 3 minutes.
of possession. It's not going to take them 3 minutes of possession to score against us.
I reckon you'd find a way to defend well enough. Like stop a couple here and there.
No. Once they get the ball,
You talking about your A grade team or your?
I'm talking about my team.
Oh, your team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Over 35s, Division 4.
What's the worst you've ever lost against a regular team?
Well, when we did the Sunny Coast thing, we lost 10-0 against some Gold Coast team. Like,
Do you reckon?
that's pretty
Do
bad.
you reckon the Flying V would work against Man U?
You'd have to do it.
yeah, we
You'd have to
absolutely
do it.
crack out the Flying V.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, like, as soon as they get possession, either they dribble the whole team, because they're really good.
At
Oh, yeah, they're very
at
good.
halftime, do you reckon you'd have the same conversation, which is we're better than them?
We can do it, lads.
We
We're only
can
down
do
a
it,
little
lads.
bit.
We're only down by 45. We're better than them. We're better than these guys.
I'm flattered that you think that we could hold them out for 3 minutes of
I reckon
possession.
3
I
minutes.
reckon
You reckon they could possess it for 3 minutes without scoring?
they'd
like-
feel you out for a bit at the beginning, and then I think
A-
Yeah, you're probably right.
That one of their players would just probably dribble us all, and if they can't do that, which I believe they could, and remember they shoot from the 18-yard box, they score. Like they drill it
do
into
you
the
reckon you'd
net.
save any if you were a keeper?
by accident, maybe. So,
You'd reach around and get your water bottle.
You'd have to guess correctly at some point.
yeah, that's right. The ball's got to go somewhere, and if it happens to go where I am,
Yeah,
I'm
maybe
saving.
you're right.
No, like-
maybe every 2 minutes.
The game
I'm
ha-
dropping it. I started at 5.
I'll tell you for free. Once they get possession, they score within 20 seconds.
Reckon?
If they're trying their hardest.
Really?
They score. The only way we minimise the damage is by not letting them get possession.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can't do that. I've seen you try to keep possession against
Like,
the
we're
shit
just kicking
team.
it out and
Yeah.
maybe some, I don't know.
Yeah. Speaking of the soccer there,
Should we try to tee
Beckham.
it up? Should I try to tee it up?
Yeah. Beckham's documentary.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet.
Have you?
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
I've watched the first 3 episodes, I think.
Very good.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
it.
I enjoyed it. Have you watched it, Ben?
No.
No, I haven't watched it.
I don't
Yeah.
think you can spoil it though. He's still around. Like we know what happens on
He
it.
didn't die.
He's doing all right.
He's-
I mean,
He's pretty well. Yeah, that's a fair point. I like the thing about.
I don't want to
his
spoil
wife.
it, but he is
Oh,
still
the Rolls
alive.
He's
Royce.
quite fine.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah,
it Rolls Royce? Was it?
Victoria Posh Spice is like being interviewed, and she's saying, you know, I came from a working class family and all
Yeah,
that.
I heard about
and then
this.
he's like, "Excuse me, Victoria, just tell
Don't
me
do the
what
accent.
car, what car did your dad drive you to school in?"
What is that accent?
Yeah. It sounded like just like him. That's very.
Well, I
good.
remember the first time I heard David Beckham's voice back in like, I don't know, the 90s or 2000s, because I saw him and I'd never heard him talk.
It's yeah.
I thought he was going to be like a deep masculine.
Yeah, it's a higher pitched
Get
voice
over
than you're
it.
expecting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me, governor.
Yeah, yeah. Shine your shoes, governor. We were talking about this on the weekend when Ali G interviewed
Oh,
David
damn.
Beckham, and he said, "Me next guess. Every boy wants to be in his boots, and every man wants to be in his missus." And then later
what did
in
he
the
say about the
interview,
singer thing? He
he
goes,
says,
"You want your kid
now
Brooklyn?"
your boy Brooklyn. Do you want him to grow up to be an amazing footballer like you, David, or an amazing singer like Mariah Carey?"
He's great. He's
Oh, I love that.
So
Ali.
funny.
Yeah. Oh no, that's very interesting. I think the it'd be great to see, like, and it'd be such a spectacle playing.
Man, you playing his mob. All right.
It'd be
Back to that.
Has it ever happened before? Like, have they ever done one of these?
They got to do it for charity, I reckon, and you've got to find a way to make Man U try their guts out for 90 minutes. Like, say,
If it was if you can get 90 goals, then
yeah, if you
it's
get
$1 million
100
to charity.
goals, world
Yeah.
peace.
Yeah.
100 goals for world peace.
Sponsored by Back on the Horse podcast.
But
I don't think we got the funds.
Yeah, hold on.
Not with their salaries.
yeah.
no, I found the documentary interesting. His dad drove him pretty hard by the sound of
Yeah.
it. Like,
Yeah.
and yeah, you can hear there's a little bit of resentment, I think, in there still,
Yeah.
but it worked out, I suppose. He did get to the
Yeah.
top, but if he didn't, then
Yeah.
Alex Ferguson's an interesting one. Like, you see the public persona of him as a coach, kind of take no shit sort of guy, and I think he got a bit shitty with David having the limelight and just trying to be like the cameras on him. And
Individual.
I remember Beckham said he rocked up with white boots. Remember when white boots? There's always
Yeah.
black boots, and then he was one of the first to wear white boots, and Alex said to get
Yeah.
them out of here and
Yeah.
all that sort of stuff. So,
Yeah.
Now the boots are all kinds of colours.
Different, hey? Yeah.
I love a good sports doco. I love The Last Dance.
That's
with,
great. Yeah.
Jordan.
Yeah.
And that Full Swing. Have you seen that one?
Yeah,
on
I watched a bit
Netflix?
of that,
The golf
yeah.
one. That's
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
And then there was another one that was Malice at the Palace. Did you ever
Yes.
see that? The
Yeah.
fight in, where was it?
In the NBA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was, but that massive fight. That was awesome.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, so I'll put that on my list.
Let's have a break. I need a
Okay.
piss.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's have a breather. Ben, that's cool.
that's pretty good. That's interesting content. Just do it again.
All right. Fuck, really?
Yeah.
I gotta act now.
Oh, no. All right. We're back. Had a little break. I've got a little.
Here's one for you.
Yeah. Hit me.
Oh,
Hit the stablemates.
Pretend I didn't just say it.
Okay.
We're
And then I said,
recording,
"Oh,
now I'm
say
saying
that
it
on the
again."
podcast."
So Steph Curry is the only ever unanimous.
Do you want me to say the things I said
MVP.
just before as well? Like, oh, what's is that MVP within the club, or
Shut up.
how many?
So unanimous MVP. So when they vote for the MVP, there's a board of people who get a vote. He's the only person to ever win the MVP where everybody thought he was the MVP. So anytime LeBron's won it, there's always been one person who'll go,
How many
"No,
judge-
I thought it was Kevin Durant."
How many judges are there?
I don't know.
You said that last time I asked it.
Shut up, fuckhead.
Is that his Guernsey you're wearing?
No, this is Clay Thompson. I love
well,
Clay Thompson.
11.
Oh, he
yeah.
didn't want the MVP.
No, I
jersey.
love Clay Thompson.
What's he do?
He's got the most ever 3-pointers in a game. He's the only person to ever get 15 3-pointers in a game of basketball.
So okay,
Right.
Now,
okay, you chose to get that jersey, not Steph
I
Curry.
love Clay Thompson. Splash Brothers, mate. Just shut up.
Splash Brothers.
Yeah.
What's the Splash Brothers?
They're called the Splash Brothers because they're the two best
Oh, is this-
three-point shooters ever in the game, Steph and Clay.
Why splash? Is that called a splash when you get a
Yeah,
three-pointer?
when it hits when you shoot a three and it goes in without touching the rim, it goes through the net and they call
Nothing
it
but net.
splash.
NBN. That's what we used to call it.
Yeah.
Remember, I was like, NBN. Nothing but net.
Sure can this.
Yes.
Anyway,
no,
sorry.
Go.
Okay.
Yeah.
now we're only just started the season, so we're a little bit into the season, so it's a smaller sample size. But when he was unanimous MVP versus now,
Yes.
this is his stats: points per game then
PPG?
30.1 PPG.
Yep, the PPG.
Now he's 30.9. Field goal percentage 50.4. He's now 53.
Yeah.
3-point percentage, he was 45.4, and now he's 47.5.
Tire again.
And free throws 90.8, and he's now 91.3.
Exactly. Now, why? Can you explain to me if that's their sport? Why they're not all hitting 90% of free throws? Like I can go up to the free throw line.
Same as the fucking bowling, mate.
Human error.
Fatigue,
Human error.
Fatigue's a big thing.
Yeah, but I would've
They're not
thought-
all shooters. There's
I would
big
have thought
Gumby.
you should be as a professional that you.
To put it in perspective,
Dedicate
Rudy
your-
Gobert, the big, tall giraffe French guy that plays for Timberwolves, I think he's running about 46% from
In
the
a free throw.
Yeah, he sucks. He
Yeah.
just can't
Okay.
shoot.
Thank you. Because that.
No, he can't shoot.
If you, I reckon
not
I
all
could
good
get.
shooters.
I reckon if I practice.
No, you'd be way
No.
lower. Way lower.
You reckon at a free throw?
Yeah.
If I practice
Yep.
for a year, I couldn't get higher than 45%.
Let's do it.
With fatigue?
Let's do it.
With
bit
insane
of
amounts
fatigue.
of fatigue.
Let's
Not
just do
insane amounts.
No,
like
that's a full game fatigue.
Sane amounts.
Shut
If I'll do it with
He's
sane
not you're a
amounts,
fuckhead. I reckon you're getting more annoying every
it.
week.
You've got a hoop here.
I got a hoop.
Do
Yeah, give me the
100
challenge.
shots,
Should we go do it now?
Okay.
and then in a week's time.
Should we go do it now?
No.
What's the time? We could do it now.
Can we bring something up in here?
Let's do. Okay, we'll do a special in the light of day. Me.
Yeah.
We'll
Okay,
record it for TikTok.
we'll record it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I can't get, so what are the parameters? Of this? Do I get a week to practice or 2 weeks to practice or
No,
something?
you don't get to practice.
I said if
No,
I
I reckon
said if I
But
practice.
how, we got to get
couple of
game.
weeks practice.
We
We'll
got to
set-
get game fatigue
Okay.
up there though.
Okay, we'll set a date that's going to happen. I'm allowed to practice up until that date.
Yeah.
And I'll get 45% of free throws in. And you can give me some sane level of fatigue. I've got to do a lap of the bloody thing.
But this is the same in every sport. It's like saying, why can't Federer get every single forehand in?
Because it's dynamic. Because he could be running, depending on where they've put the ball. It's not the same every time.
Still human error.
I understand there's human error. All I'm disputing is that 45% is, it seems very, very low for
It
me
is
for
low.
a
It's the lowest in the
Yeah.
NBA.
So
It's pretty
maybe
low.
we're
He's
agreeing
terrible.
on that.
He's
So we
absolutely
agree that
awful.
45 is crap.
This is why they brought the rule in for Shaq, which I think we've talked about
Yeah.
before.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Shaq
Because he was
rule.
so crap at it.
Yeah.
He's just a foul him.
Yeah, just
but
foul
I
the bug out.
reckon, I just would have thought 90% should be where they're all at.
There's a kid in Cameron's. So we talked about this. There's a kid in my son. So my son's 12 and he plays basketball. There's a kid. Actually, this debunks your whole thing. You remember that podcast episode where he went on a fucking tear about how height is the most unfair advantage in sport?
Basketball. Yeah.
There's a kid in my 12-year-old's team. He's 6'4", and
Holy
he's,
crap.
he's 13 years old and he's an inch taller than me.
Jeez.
He is the worst player
He's not listening,
on
is he?
their team.
Shout out to his
he's-
parents.
Yep. Shout out to him. Yep.
Have you worn the back
He
on the
is-
horse hat to the
Give it up,
basketball
fella.
game?
Yeah, I have.
So-
But he is the worst player on the team by a country mile.
Well, so you
he
haven't backed
can't.
down.
He can't rebound the ball.
Haven't backed
He
down
is
at
like
all.
a big Gumby giraffe running around the
Okay.
court, and he's.
Let's open up the
There's
can.
no advantage.
Let's open up the can. There is no advantage. Chris Taylor, 2023. There is no advantage to
Of being
height
tall.
in
No,
basketball.
in that case, there is no advantage for him being tall because he sucks.
Okay, so can I just get
There's
clear?
there's an advantage in being tall.
Yeah, okay.
But you still got to have.
I'm
Talent.
not saying that you don't have to have
They're
skill
all
as
tall.
well.
Yeah.
They're all tall.
Yeah, what I'm saying is height is a major factor.
It's a major advantage. Yeah.
Yeah, that's I rest my
But
case.
it's not.
It's
the-
not everything.
It's not
That's
the
not
be all
everything. I
and
never
end
said it
all.
was everything. I said
Steph
major
Curry
advantage.
is shorter
That's
than
right,
me.
yeah.
Said major advantage.
Steph Curry's shorter than me.
Yeah, there's always exceptions. And why are you not
There's
shooting
a lot of point.
93%?
All point guards are shorter than me.
And you're yet have
I
not made
have
it to
no
professional
talent.
level.
I have no talent.
Yeah.
But yet better than you.
No, I reckon practice for a couple of
Okay,
weeks.
so we'll do the free throw. Even when we used to play the corporate league basketball, just say Fubbard, for example, taking free throws, I reckon he got more than 1 and 2.
Oh no, he's.
I
a
reckon
good,
I
but
almost-
he's a shooter.
He's a good
I reckon
shot,
I
yeah.
almost
He's a
got
good-
more than 1, 2.
But with
Yeah.
fatigue, he wouldn't. I don't reckon.
And
All right,
pressure.
he'd be
Pressure.
60%.
Yeah.
He'd be filthy at me for saying he'd be
50, yeah.
60%. Like he hasn't listened to
I'd
the
want to
Is
be
that a
bit higher
good
than
number
that.
or a bad number?
Oh, he'd be filthy.
Well, he reckons he's higher.
He reckons he's higher
Oh,
than
yeah.
that. He's a good shooter, though.
All right, so we'll do the free throw
But
challenge.
we got to get fatigue conditions up. Like, we got to make you do the shuttle run first or something.
Yeah. We'll get it sorted. Yeah.
Because that's what basketball is. It's the shuttle run.
Yeah. All right. I've got.
we'll talk about the details, all right?
Yeah.
So you get your people to talk to my people, and
sort it out.
we'll sort it out.
I'll get the barrister
Okay.
in and a
Yeah.
calculator.
And
We'll
what,
get it.
what weight division we're in and what bloody... yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
Please
Years
tell
ago,
me I'm going to have to put on weight for the role.
Shut up.
this one, I know Benji's done the same thing, so and we haven't heard from him all night. But years ago, I had to go to Bunnings at Castledine, and then the next day I had to go to Bunnings at Stafford.
Did
And
you
they're-
sing that song? I'm still lost in Bunnings.
Yeah. Anyway, Powderfinger.
Yeah.
And so, and as a tradie, you need to go and have
Is
a
this
Les
yeah,
kiss.
yeah.
Go and have
Is
a
this
Les
yeah,
kiss.
yeah, okay.
So I went into Castledine and had a Les kiss in the male toilets. And then the next day I had to do the same thing, but I was in Stafford, who had nearly the exact same layout,
Did you go in the wrong one?
but the toilets were wrong. They were opposite.
They were wrong,
So
or
I
you
didn't-
were wrong?
I was wrong.
Yeah.
They were different, and I didn't really read it because you're busing. You want to get in and out as quick as you can. So I went in, started weeing in the toilet, looked and saw
The bin.
the bin,
yeah, the bin.
and
the
then
giveaway.
heard someone else come in, sit
Yeah.
down, and it was a female sitting down while I'm standing up.
Oh.
What, in the cubicle next to you or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and she does the, I went, oh,
What?
that's a chick.
Oh,
I
wait,
was
what?
like,
Did what?
What?
you know, they do like a or something like
No.
a,
What?
I don't know.
When they sit down.
Oh, she had
What, like to cover a fart or something?
Maybe that's what it was.
like a courtesy flush.
Or was that the fart noise you were making? Like they make a feminine fart noise.
What was that?
And I was like halfway through, I couldn't stop. I'm like, oh no, I'm in the bloody female toilet.
And at that
yeah.
point, you're like, I'm going to come across as a predator here.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, oh no, I got to finish before her. So she thinks, and get out. And I just like flush and ran out of there as fast. Turned around and went, wasn't like that yesterday. Wasn't like that yesterday. Because because I was in a different one, but the layout was exactly the same. Now you've got a story. You've done this too.
at the Christmas party.
What have you done?
No, it was a Trifford, was it? At a concert?
No, it was at
No, it was at Holy Moly.
No, it wasn't. It was at it was at
No,
I didn't tell
O'Malley's.
us.
Is this?
No. Oh, it was a holy at the Trifford. I'm pretty sure.
Ah,
Yeah.
No.
yeah. I was close. I
Are
said
we
Holy
talking about when
Moly.
I accidentally got drunk? I got drunk. Very purposefully got
Yeah,
drunk.
very deliberately.
And accidentally went to the female toilets.
Yes.
Yeah. I was not in
No,
control.
and then did the
yeah,
lady?
but what'd
Yeah,
you say?
and, yeah. So basically, I did the
Yeah.
same thing as you, but didn't have any of the ability to
Cover it up.
cover up.
Yeah.
So I walked out and I just came face to face with this lady who was horrified.
That you were coming out of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
toilet while she was going in.
Yeah. And so I just
Held
did what I usually do whenever I get in a situation. Like if I'm at a wedding and I'm really pissed, I always go overboard with my that I'm some kind of
Posh.
yeah
like-
aristocrat type. Yeah. Also, like so, if you're at the table and you've had way too many drinks at a wedding, I'm always like, oh, okay, great. And so I just said, oh, my lady, like this, and she looked at me like I'm calling the police immediately. Yeah.
Oh,
That was a
that's
wild.
great.
That was a wild night. We started drinking it on the train basically at 5 o'clock, and the concert was at 11.
I remember you telling me the story. I was
it was
pissing
bad.
myself
That's
laughing.
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah. Have you guys ever
I did
jumped
it.
in one?
I did it on the way home from Thailand in the Australian toilets.
Oh, okay.
I went in Sydney, and we were so tired, hadn't slept on the plane, and I walked in. I was on my phone, and I just walked straight in, and I got in there, and I finished the phone call, and then I looked around, and I was just like, where's the urinal? And it was that moment that I realised there is no urinal because I'm in the wrong toilet. And it was also that moment that I went, I am a male standing in the middle of this toilet holding my phone. You are a predator.
Get out, yeah.
I actually did it last week. Like, honestly, just thinking about it, because the male ones were locked. It was like a council park. I just had a
So
meeting
you
or
did it
something.
deliberately.
And it was at Park Road near Milton, and they got that little public toilet, and the other ones were locked, and then there's a female, and so I just went in. That's fine, isn't it?
Well, yeah. If there's no one, if it's only one.
It was a single,
single unit, that's
like
fine.
a park.
There was another podcast I was listening to where a guy was talking about that he made that mistake at the public swimming pool, but he was in his swimmers, and he was he had finished in the cubicle, and he knew that there was a toilet full of women, and he's in a cubicle in just swimwear.
Oh no!
He's like, how do I come out? here?
That's where you live now. You just stay there. Right?
Yeah, that's right. You are
Jump over
legs up, so they can't look under the doors.
That's like, have you watched the IT crowd or the IT crowd? Or
No,
No.
no,
Oh, no. I thought you were saying don't tell the story.
no, I haven't seen it.
It's like a British comedy. There's like a group of IT people, what IT people are like.
Yes, I do.
Is that us?
And he ends up going to the theatre, and he decides to use the disabled toilet,
Right.
and then he gets kind of caught out, like someone knocks on the door, so then he has to pretend he's disabled, and he's like lying on the ground.
Okay. I think I might have been sent this clip.
Yeah, and I'm disabled, and then like,
Oh,
it's a whole thing ensues. It's a great episode.
Oh,
Hold on,
oh, brutal. There you go. No, you've got a better than Branson.
me. Oh,
Yeah.
what does it
Oh,
say?
where's your harmonica?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Wait, is
the
that
case.
better than Branson?
Yeah,
opening
yeah,
of that
Yeah, it is.
Hold on,
yeah.
let me
Yeah.
open
Yeah.
this with an.
Our better than Branson.
How do you open this case?
Business ideas for stablemates, and if you've
And
got any
what's-
out there, send them in.
What's the high notes? Is 10 the high note? Is that like a technical thing? 1 to
Yeah,
10?
yeah. We talked to
You have to
episode
think
10.
10's
so,
a high
yeah.
note, wouldn't you?
Getting better.
Better than Branson business ideas.
Remember how on the first
very
couple of
fast.
times you played that, I had no idea what you were trying to play?
Yeah,
Have you been practicing?
I haven't. No.
I finally got
Oh,
it.
he has on the potty.
Hold on. Okay, so better than Brannies, Bizzo. This isn't my idea. I just thought I'd relay this one that I heard, and I wouldn't say it's a business idea. It's more of a scam.
Right.
But if you want to try running this, then
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't think anyone should do this. But I just thought it was quite a clever scam.
Okay.
So the scam is, this is another one of those stories where I'm not going to be able to remember it. I don't know how this one
It
ends.
kind of helps with telling stories.
Yeah, I don't know how this one ends, but we'll start and we'll see how we go. And then I'll probably have to circle back and say, no, actually pretend that I said this at the start. So we'll just have a crack, okay? So stick with me. So you send 10,000 emails about to people about sports betting, sports results. Say it's a tip. Hey, it's Johnny the Joker for your July jorting tip.
Right.
Jaunting.
Sporting with a J, soft J, yaunting tips. I don't know, why did I pick a name with J? I should have picked an S.
Yeah. Stevie's.
Stevie's-
Start with Stevie.
September sporting selections.
We're going to get Ben a Nerf gun so we can shoot you.
Yeah.
The worst thing is I know this story really well.
Oh, do you?
Oh, do you? Okay. You tell me.
Let's just watch it play out.
You tell me when it goes off the rails.
Have you ever heard this story told with the word jorting?
No.
Okay, just checking.
So, hold on, let me have a drink. Well, I think. Okay.
Right.
So you send 10,000 emails with
About
your
sports
with a
betting.
sporting tip, like just
That's
say,
an example?
Say the Panthers are going to beat the Broncos. Hey guys, I suggest you put all your money
We had a client that was
on
this.
the Panthers to beat the Bronx.
How do you get the 10,000 emails?
Just get a list of spam whatever.
Right.
You
Okay.
buy a list.
Just buy a list from Spammer and send it out. 10,000 emails saying Bronx are going to win, or the Panthers are going to win this weekend, guys. Here's my tip. Da-da-da-da. So you send 5,000 emails that say the Broncos are going to win,
Okay.
and you send another 5,000 to different people saying the Panthers are going to win.
Right.
So then, whatever happens, just say the Panthers win.
Mm-hmm.
You take that 5,000 that you sent that to, then you send the next week's tip saying, okay, the Eagles are going to win.
2,500 each way,
Yeah, or no, the bloody sports pandas are going to win.
You don't know more than that. You're like, come on. You've got enough.
The Eagles was fine.
So Eagles versus sports pandas, you send 2,500 to each.
Pandas, sports pandas. Love it.
You can't name the 16 NRL
That'd be an
teams.
epic name.
The sports pandas. Fuck, when
So-
you get a franchise, that's
So
what
let's
you're
just
calling
say the sports pandas win that. So that's two successful. So
Yep.
those people have got two successful tips from
So
you.
2,500.
Yeah,
got
you can
that.
see where this is going. If you can't,
Yeah.
I'll fill in the blanks on the next one.
Okay.
So
yeah.
then you get that
Yeah.
2,500 people who have got the two
Yep,
correct
yep,
tips. You send the next week's results
So they all think you're a genius.
saying the Jingle Pants
Shit.
Pirates are going to beat the,
That was me last night.
the Jingle Pants
I was a
Pirates
jingle pant
are,
pirate.
are going to beat the Ronkus Raccoons. Okay, so then
One of them was there too.
Why couldn't...
I don't know. This is live content, all right? I appreciate it for what it is.
We are. We're loving it.
You're-
Yes. Jingle pants pirate.
So then the Jingle Pants Pirates win. So that's 12,500. I think, no. Wait, what's 2,500?
1250.
1,250 people
Yep.
got that one.
Yep. See,
So
I'm with
you
you.
see where this is going.
Yeah.
So those people
All
are
think
just
you're a
thinking,
genius.
you're an absolute sports tipping genius. You whittle that down to the final, like, let's say, 500, 200 people, whatever. That's whatever the number is, it divides. And they are hooked on your tips. And then that's when, I don't know what happens next, Ben.
You send the thing saying, I'll give you the next one ahead of time.
Yeah.
Something like
Give you the
For a
next one
fee.
ahead- for a
For a
fee.
fee.
For $5.
Yep.
Yeah.
Subscribe or
Well,
something like that.
Subscribe. Basically, you
Yeah.
go in for the sale at that point, and they just think you're a genius.
Yeah.
So, like, how easy is that? You could start with 20,000. You could start with 50,000 emails, and go as long as you want, because emails are easy to get.
Right.
And then you're going to have people who believe you're an absolute genius.
Would it be easy just
Do you
go on
want me to-
OnlyFans and on camera?
Is that
That
going?
wasn't what I
That
was
could get beeped
expecting.
out. Whatever Leggy
Beep that
said
out.
just then, it was inappropriate for this podcast,
But it was funny.
but it was
Ben's going to need to get that beep.
Yeah.
it was
Do
funny.
you want
Beep that
me to just go along with you and make good content, or do you want me to just
Debunk
give it
it.
an actual debunk answer to this?
Well, it's no debunk. It's fraud.
Is it?
Like
How's it
Well,
fraud though? Is
it's
it?
fraud.
Oh, no, but I'll debunk
it?
the actual...
I think
just-
you'd find that's fraud, wouldn't you?
I'll
Yeah, because
de-
you're saying to half the group of people that you know that you can give them valuable
What?
money and you're tipping, but you're really just lying.
I guess
Well,
what's the
I was
law?
gonna
What law is it? What law is it breaking?
Can I wasn't going to debunk it. Like, I don't care about the scam, all for a good scam. I was going to debunk the chance of success of it. I reckon if you had 10,000 emails
Yeah.
and you send 5 and 5, 2.5 and 2.5, whatever, you're not getting that level of engagement that you're actually going to get people
would the
signing up.
difference-
You're going to get a
Start
bunch of people going,
Can I?
What if you're a horse?
Ignore.
Like
You won't get
predict,
shit.
You predict the races for horse racing, right? And TAB ring you up and you say, "Oh, I'm going this horse," but then Sportsbet ring you up and you tell them another horse. What's the difference for that?
So what are you saying exactly?
If you're a class as a sports tipster
Yes.
for horse racing,
Yeah, and you tell different agencies a different tip. Is
Yeah.
that what you're saying? So what does this happen?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Is
Well,
that
it could happen.
that could happen?
So what are you saying?
But that's no different to your. That's no different to you saying 5,000 people Broncos are going to win,
I get now. I
and then. And
didn't know how that related to what we're talking about.
and then 5,000 to the Panthers are going to win.
I
Isn't that the same thing?
I guess
not.
if you were systematically, but I think they can. You can be shut. But I don't know
Oh,
what law.
Scott Maynard here. He's got tips for the
I don't know
Melbourne
what
Cup
law it's breaking.
on TAB.
Can I tell you another thing? Can I?
Yes. Sure.
Okay, consent for me to tell you another thing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. I think that's the problem with email, because this scam, I could get 100,000 emails right now for free.
Yeah,
They're
but
just,
I don't reckon you'd get any subscribers from 100,000 emails.
maybe. Let's just say you would or you
Okay.
wouldn't. Let's say one
Isn't
of
that what you've asked me to do?
But here's another business idea. I'll throw this in one for free.
Okay.
I'll throw this in one
The
for
last
free.
one was free, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So this one I'll throw in. I reckon the problem with email is exactly that, because you couldn't run a scam like this before email. If it was physical mail, you had to spend money on a postage stamp.
Yep.
So it would just be wouldn't worth it. Same with all the spam emails you receive right now for Viagra and all that sort of stuff. The hit rate on that is so low, but they still do it because it costs nothing to send an email. Absolutely nothing.
Are they spam emails?
They've targeted. They're profiling and they've targeted you. Yeah.
Don't need it.
So I reckon there needs to be a breakaway, like a super league, if you will, of email, where it's like, let's just say it's what's come after E? F mail or Gmail. No, that exists.
F's perfect.
H mail.
Yeah, perfect.
One more.
Why did you have to go that extra step?
Let's call it F mail or Z
F-mail,
mail.
yeah.
Call it Z mail.
Yeah.
No, I'm not happy with that. We'll go
F mail's fine.
X mail.
F-
X mail.
X-mail.
And we'll get
I
Elon
think
on
that
board.
is something.
We'll get Elon, okay?
I'm pretty sure Xmail is something, but keep
Okay.
going.
And I reckon Elon would be up for this.
They probably call it
It's called X mail.
Bruce Jenner. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It's called X mail,
European.
and all it is, it's a separate network of email. Instead of the @ symbol, it's something else or something. I don't know how it's going to work.
It's pre-mail, right? Premium email. Is that what you're
Pre-mail, yes,
Yeah.
premium email. That is
Oh.
genius. So pre-mail, and basically the only premise of it is it costs 5 cents to send an email. Done.
Yep.
Mic drop. That's the sound of the mic dropping on the ground.
So what's the
saying?
business?
Yeah.
Pre-mail, premium email,
So you've
and then
got to
so I got a
pay to
pre-mail
send
address. That means when I send emails, all the spam filters know I'm in pre-mail. So treat this at a higher level because
so
it's
being a
cost me
business owner, you would be happy for your
Yep.
40
F-
staff.
to spend 5
every
cents an email.
they send.
Yep, 5
costs
cents.
you 5 cents.
If it makes the deliverability fine, if it means that we're getting less spam, we'll dial that number in. As I don't know, 5 cents is right, 1 cent, 10 cents, something like that. But wouldn't that just fix email if it costs a little bit
Can
of
you
money?
only send it to other pre-mails, or you can send it anywhere?
I don't know the answer to that question.
Yeah.
So don't embarrass me again on the podcast.
Things you need to think through.
Jeez, don't ask a normal question.
Yeah, sorry.
Like, yeah.
Knowledge and facts. Get rid of those.
Yeah, no, it's not welcome on this podcast. Don't take this as fact until you've Googled it.
I've got a bit of a scam one that I heard of.
Yeah.
I think it happened in Brisbane, like maybe 20 years ago. So people ran some ads for this amazing book or something that you got to teach all these secrets for investing or some shit like that. Anyway, they got a whole bunch of sales for it, and then they just sent out pieces of wood in a post pack to everyone who bought it.
That sounds
Piece
like
of
my
wood.
tech studies assignment. Remember that? I handed that in. I didn't do any work the whole year on it.
You just
I
nailed
just
two
na-
bits of wood together.
Nailed
and
2 bits
handed
of wood
it in.
together and gave it to him.
And the teacher said, is it Scott?
Yeah, because I spent every bloody lesson with you and Fubbard just roaming the streets of the school because you had a free period.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Anyway,
That's all right. Anyway, so it was
in the
some
middle.
like get rich book investing stuff like that. It was like
Send out bits of wood.
It was like a couple $100. So it was a good investment.
Wow.
And then they just post packed them a chunk of wood, and people went, "What the fuck is this?" And then there was a
Oh,
massive uproar.
please tell me it's.
Yeah.
Our tip is stop being sapped into shit. This is how we're going to save you money.
No, it's better than that.
Okay.
So basically, they went, okay, cool. It was a complete scam. We're going to refund you all. And then they said, sorry, we couldn't deliver the right thing. We feel bad. We're going to refund you. They sent them a whole bunch of checks, but it had to Mr. Chris Taylor for one giant black dildo.
Yep.
So people just would not take it to the bank to cash it.
Yep. I've
Yeah,
heard
so
that.
so basically,
They're
amount
too
of people
embarrassed.
didn't
So
cash it.
only the people who are not embarrassed
Yep.
cash
That's
it.
great.
I would
That's right.
cash it.
Wow.
That's all right.
I
Yeah.
got no shame.
I did too. Put it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I think that's pretty
Your story
That's a great
reminded me of a story, a school one in grade, I think I'm pretty sure it was grade 12. We had to do a talk, you get up in front of class, what they call it, an oral
You can say
Oh,
oral.
I don't know.
We can get through this with you saying oral and
It was
not
very
laughing,
childish.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So,
Anyway,
yep, you
I
gave
did
an
oral.
a Rodney Rude routine of the flies. You know the flies one.
Oh,
I
it's
did the
very
flies one.
racist.
Yeah. Oh no, I kept it pretty good. And the teacher, she was. I couldn't swear. I was at school. The teacher loved it. I got like 10 out of 10, and everyone was just pissing their pants laughing. But anyway, my mate Ross, shout out to Ross, he got up. He had I don't know why. I made mine about flies, so I could. Like the first minute or so, I talked about flies and the lava and all that kind of thing. And then I pulled out the fish and chip basket. I was like, nah. Anyway, he got up, Ross, and he said, it was supposed to be for 5 minutes. He goes, I think his exact words were, politicians sit in their ass all day and talk shit. And he sat down.
That was it.
Yeah. Everyone just went, holy fuck. Oh my God. It was great.
I had to, in English in grade 12, do an oral on, I don't know, it was film and TV. We had to choose a comedy TV show. And people were choosing Seinfeld and The Simpsons and all that kind of stuff. I did Eddie Murphy Delirious.
Oh, did
And I
you?
played this thing in class, and I watched the blood drain out of this teacher's face. And that teacher is still a teacher at that
Is
school.
that Mr. Collins?
Yeah,
Mr.
Colin Stewart.
Colin Stewart, yeah.
And
Shout out.
he's still at my son's school now, same school.
Wow.
And I saw
He looks the
him-
same, though.
He looks exactly the same, and I saw him on orientation day, and I said to my boy, "That's my English teacher, my film and TV teacher from school." And he's like, "Oh, should we go?" So,
No, you don't want that name to follow.
yeah,
you.
I want your name attached to me. I'll give you that too. You got the last name Taylor. It's common as fuck. Let's run with it.
I actually got punched in the face by a teacher at high
Really?
school. Yeah, in grade 12.
Really?
Yeah.
How do we not know
happened to your
this?
forehead?
It was for my forehead.
Is that why your
No,
forehead's
it was
so
a
swollen?
female teacher too.
How do we not know this?
Oh, I don't know. I've got heaps
What
of stories
for?
that. Well, we'd go to the sports room at the beginning of lunch and you get the basketballs out.
Yeah.
We'd play basketball all lunchtime. And then you'd have to take the basketballs back and there'd have to be a teacher there to sign them in or whatever. And she was taking them in. And I was just being my usual smart ass self. And I said something that wasn't bad. Like we were all kind of laughing and joking around the teacher. And she just went whack and punched me straight in the nose. Yeah.
Oh.
And everyone was just like, what
And
the
then what
Did she get in
fuck?
trouble?
No, nothing. This is 1990, so, but I mean, yeah, smacked me right in the nose. And eyes watered, you know, when you get hit
Did
in
you
the
say
nose.
something to her?
No, I was just saying, like, mucking around with the boys, putting the boy, and I must have said something that, I don't know if she was having a bad day or something, but
Let's
it
get her on
just
the
triggered
podcast.
her.
Yeah, get her on.
Get her on the podcast.
Yeah,
Get her
Yeah,
on.
she
Yeah.
tracked her down and just asked what was going
yeah,
on.
yeah, Miss Gillies. That's
Couldn't
her
get
name.
away with
Yeah,
that these
named her.
days.
There
That'll
you
be
go.
on the news.
Yeah, she punched me
Yeah.
straight in the nose. Yeah,
You
I,
get some money.
think she.
You
Maybe
probably get
she-
some money.
Maybe I could.
Still-
Maybe that's why all this trauma's trapped in my butt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why your
Your
neck's
neck.
Yes.
broken. Blame her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, if she's listening right now, she's shitting herself.
Yeah.
She might be dead. I don't know.
She
old
might
is she?
shit herself and have to bury her undies. And then you know what happens from there.
And I don't know whether she meant to stop, like she was just joking, like
Yeah.
past stop, but she didn't. She judged it wrong.
Did
She didn't do it like
apologise?
that. She just went like
Did
that.
she say sorry?
No, she just kind of walked away,
Yeah.
like just, oh shit, no, what have I done? You know.
Oh,
And I just
fuck.
went, okay.
Should have fucking
Probably
popped her one in the
deserved
back of the head.
So after I her, beep that out. Yeah, timestamp that.
He's creating work for Ben over here. Editing
Enjoyed it,
work.
but yeah.
Did you?
No way.
Oh, just checking.
No,
Just
I was
checking.
just talking about Rodney.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, moving on. I was thinking about this the other day. I think we even spoke about it, but you've got a story about your Chimera and what ended up happening to your Chimera.
Oh, good. Okay, so
Yeah.
that story.
Because
Story about it.
I had, when I got my license, Mum had a Chimera, and I
I
took
love
that to get my license instead of hiring, or if you go on the, because I never had lessons, I just took Mum's car. And anyway, yeah,
I love that car.
yeah,
That was my first car.
yeah. So
1985 JD. Chimera, yellow station wagon.
It was so yellow.
Fantastic. That
Have
car,
you got photos of it?
I do. It's actually been featured on a television commercial.
That's
Yeah,
right,
didn't
yeah.
you didn't you get paid?
Yeah, I got
to-
paid for it. Because, okay, all my life, people have been telling me to get rid of cars that I wish I had kept.
Yeah.
It's been
What other
happening all
ones
my
have
life.
there been?
Hey?
What other ones have you
There's the
had?
Cressida.
The Cressida.
Why would you want to
There's
keep
the
that?
Commodore.
Why would you
That
keep
white
the-
Commodore.
Why would you keep that?
The Commodore.
It was shit. Like,
No.
it was pretty standard.
Yeah, but it was awesome.
Why
Have you ever
would-
sat in a better car than a Commodore, honestly?
My favourite
Like, to
car
sit
I've
in-
ever owned was my Ford Territory, and Ben used to have a Ford Territory, and he loved it. They were the most
Just
comfortable
sit in that
fucking
thing.
car.
You could drive in your sleep in a
Yeah.
Commodore.
A lot of people did.
So good, so powerful as
Listen,
well.
But
Like,
who told you to keep it?
I told me to
Myself,
keep it,
okay, yeah.
and everyone said to get rid of it. But the Chimera, the yellow
So
station.
it was parked in your yard.
Well, let's just go back to how good the Chimera is. 4-cylinder, yes,
Yeah.
cheaper to rego,
Yeah.
but still a decent sized station wagon. They don't make that anymore.
No.
Let's just have a moment of silence for cars that actually have cargo space.
They were gutless,
In the-
though.
No.
Oh, it was so gut.
Well, it got
gutless.
us from A to B. I used to.
Yeah.
I remember that car. Oh, the things it did. That car was
Forwards,
amazing.
backwards.
But that car.
Sometimes it didn't even do that.
Oh,
So I ran out of petrol twice in one day in that car.
One day.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kept topping it up with like fucking 12
Okay,
bucks.
stable
like
mates.
it's
If you don't know what a Chimera is, Google it.
Look it
and
up.
have a
Yeah,
look.
we'll put a photo of it
Yellow.
somewhere.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
do that.
but anyway,
Station wagon.
Another moment in that car, which is, I know it's not the moment you're asking for, but I think you got to just hear a bit of the history of the car.
You loved it.
It used to. It was a manual.
Yeah.
So you didn't need a battery. Do you know? As long as I was always parked on a hill. and,
And the reverse was you had to lift it up.
yeah, reverse.
Go.
Yeah, because
like
what
you
I
had
used
to do
to
this
do.
on the gear stick to
Yeah, yeah.
get it into
Yeah, that's
reverse.
it.
Yeah.
But
That's-
I used to clean it up, champs.
Is that the one where you put the car cover on at that party?
We'll come back to that. That's the story I didn't want to tell. We'll come back to that. Well, won't come back to that, I mean. I just wanted to not be woken up in the morning from the sun, all right?
Yeah, sure.
Anyway,
champion.
and I just
I remember that.
I just wanted to sleep. Anyway,
Move
move along. So the part I was going to tell is because the battery went flat, and I didn't want to buy a new battery because that's expensive. And where I was living at my parents' house at the time, they had
Steep
they had
driveway.
like a carport, but which was up the top of a curvy, steep driveway, very steep and curvy driveway.
Yes.
So as long as I parked up there, I didn't need to replace the battery because I could hill start it. What I would do is I'd hill start it down
In
'cause
reverse.
in reverse. So basically, what I'd have to do is the carport was flat, and then just as soon as you get out of the
You're about
carport, it
to
starts.
explain how he'll start
It
to
starts
us.
going
We- we
down.
get it.
It starts going down and
proper
around,
clutch, yep.
and then to the street. So what I'd have to do when I'm by myself, like if someone was there, I'd get them to push it while I was in it, and I'd reverse hill start it while I was turning. But sometimes I have to do it by myself, so I'd have to start pushing the car with no one in it, like put it in neutral, start pushing the car until it got to the point where the back wheels just got onto the incline or the decline of
The
the
decline.
the decline of the thing, and that
Cuisine.
that was a delicate moment. That's because cars
That's
are heavy.
risky, man.
Yeah. So as soon as it started to go, I would have to then
Why
jump.
didn't you just sit in the driver's seat and just push
My
with your
right
leg?
foot is not strong enough to push it. You got to get some weight behind it. So I'd have to
you
start
don't have
it.
some weight
Yeah.
behind it.
So then I'd have to just get in there as soon as it started to take. Have to get in there, sit in there, then do the hill start. So you put the clutch in, put it in reverse.
Yeah.
Is this
Well-
the story you thought he was going to tell? Or are we not there?
No,
No, we're
this
not
is-
even up
this
that
is
yet.
far
This
off.
is just all the prequel.
This is the.
This is the prequel. This is the origin story of the Chimera.
Fuck.
And then, so then I'd have to put the clutch in, put it in reverse, then also turn the
Turn it.
corner,
Yeah.
drop the clutch out,
Oh, yeah.
so it starts, and then as soon as it starts, hit the brake so I didn't go onto the main road.
Yeah.
I nearly took the postie out one
And you'd
time.
have to have your ignition on
So the steering
accessory.
works.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
your steering wasn't on. Yeah. Very
But
clever.
that was good. That was good.
Yeah.
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 Anyway,
Okay.
so
Before we move on from that, do you remember my first car? It was a
the mobile,
1978
the Fairmont.
Fairmont station wagon as well. This
I
thing
never
was
saw
a
it.
tank, 6 cylinders because I'm a man.
Yeah.
And
Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute.
no.
Oh, what was your
Gone
next
there.
car? What was your next car?
No, well, let's stay on this one. But it had a manual choke.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you pull the thing out and the car would just drive. So we used to take it camping and we'd be picking up firewood.
Yeah.
So we'd have the boot open and I'd pull the choke out and then we'd all get out and we'd all be picking up firewood and the car would just be driving along on its own and we'd be piling it in and then just let the car drive itself.
brilliant.
It was great.
Yeah.
Anyway, so once it was deemed by the various people in my life that this Chimera was no longer fit for purpose,
Was it?
I let it. The biggest mistake I made was
Are
letting
you
it.
talking about Erina?
And my mum probably. Yeah. Is letting the registration lapse because obviously,
yeah.
as we know in Queensland, once the rego's lapsed, it's a nightmare to re-register a car like that. You got to get it roadworthy and all that sort of stuff. And then I think I was selling it unregistered in the trading post or one of those places at the time, and wasn't having much luck. I think I had 500 on it, and then I got a call from someone.
Is this the story?
Yes,
Yeah.
this is it.
Yeah. Then I got a call from the people at the movie cinemas. No, not that. The advertise people who make video stuff.
Make ads.
Yeah, the ad makers. Yeah, it turns
An
out.
advertising company.
It turns out is the exact sort of thing they were looking at for a Gold Lotto ad. So, and I'm thinking, I can see that. That's a dream car, you know. And then,
You didn't realise it was the before.
yeah, so it turned out that this is the car the family owned before they won the lotto. Then they win the lotto,
And
then
what
they
did you get? Lamborghini?
I don't know, something. Yeah,
Did they rent it from you?
yeah, they paid me $500 just to use it.
But did they keep it?
No, they gave it back. They
Why
had
wouldn't they just buy it?
they had to tow it, and I got a call at I don't know 6 a.m. or something. I was asleep at the time. Them saying we can't because out of range. Just come pick it up, and they couldn't. I think one of the brake drum or something had locked on or
Jeez,
something, and they couldn't get it. They figured it out anyway. But yeah, that was eventful. So yeah, I
Great
got
story.
paid
And
the
then you got
500.
it back, and then you got.
Then
to
I had
sell
to,
it.
well, I did. I tried to. This has happened to many cars in my life, or two, where I basically got a free tow. That's all I got from the wreckers.
Right.
Like that
Go
was
and
the
go.
price. Yeah,
Yeah.
Where do you reckon it is now? It's a cube.
I think it's a.
Do you reckon you
Oxley or
could
something?
find that ad?
I've tried to get a copy of that ad. I saw it when I was in Sydney once because it was a New South Wales lottery. So I saw the ad,
Oh, was it?
but I've never got an actual copy of it.
And you're like, there's my car.
I
And
asked
they
them a few
filmed it up
times.
here.
I think so. Yeah, must have just hired a Queensland film, but
This could only happen to you, right?
Yeah.
Like,
And then, because when I ended up, no one would buy it, and I ended up trying to do some deals with some wreckers. Like, say, can you just give me $50 for it, $100?
yeah, you want to get a carton for your car.
I said that to the guy. I said,
give us a
how about a
carton."
carton of beer? And he goes, all right, if you leave a carton in the boot, we'll take it.
This was a Chimera. That's great. All right. Can we? My first car was a Tirana LC 71, and your second car was I think we've talked about it before, haven't we?
Let's move on, eh? Yep, what's next on the board?
All right, Fishy
can't,
B.
Can't read the board.
Fishy B. All right, let's go. Speaking of cars,
My second car
What's
was
that?
very economical.
What's that?
Fishy B. Oh,
I'm
we've
just-
run out of time for that. We'll do that next one.
Okay.
Speaking of cars, how are you? This is from Fishy B. Reversing a trailer.
I'm great.
You good?
My hot tip is, unless you've got a cage on it, you can see it. My hot tip is stick a broom handle in the corner of one of the corners of the back of the trailer, so you can see it better.
Oh,
But I'm a weapon at it.
oh yeah?
Yeah, I've always had to do it since I was.
Good. You're pretty good.
I'd say 8 out of 10.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Ben? You,
Yeah, 8 or 9 out of 10.
yeah, that's good. We're all... Yeah, I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
I do it every day.
My,
so-
my
It's
hot tip
hard,
is
though.
just go slow.
Yeah.
React.
Yeah,
Yeah,
people go too fast.
don't rush it.
And they also react too quickly and do too much. Just do less.
I've seen some
Just do less.
videos of guys going down with cartons of piss to the boat ramp
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just
That's a whole thing.
holding scorecards up and everything.
That's the whole thing. There are two things on TikTok that you can go down a rabbit hole on. People reversing boats at a boat
Yeah,
ramp
right. Yeah.
and people getting bogged at inskip point.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
No, very good. So, stable mates out there, if you need a lesson, come see us. We got more.
I like to, when I'm reversing the trailer, if I've got to go a long distance straight in reverse, I don't know, for some reason I like to just nudge it one way, then correct it, and then nudge
Just to
it.
make sure you're still in control.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird, eh? Yeah, just to make sure I've still. Yeah, okay. Yeah,
Just
that went
show
that
it
way.
as
Yeah,
boss.
straighten her up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back the other. Yep, sweet. Like just a little
Little
bit of
bit, yeah.
movement each way for some reason,
If
just
you
to
got
know
a
that
low-
I'm on the precipice. I want to know I'm on the precipice
of.
of the turning
Just
one way or
that,
the other.
yeah.
You know,
If you've got a low trailer, I can't stress that enough. Broom
Okay.
in the corner.
Yeah.
So you can see it.
I got a cage on mine, so it's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do too.
Or reverse camera.
Yeah. Now, this one is your instrument. What age did you start? So you for drums? How old were you when you started playing drums?
I started guitar first
That's right. You did.
in grade 6. My
Grade 6?
friend, my friend, or maybe it was grade 7 because it was primary school in those days. Finished
Yeah.
grade 7. My friend Colin, he
He's-
played guitar, and then I visited him in Bundaberg. And we learned all the Beatles. He played the Beatles songs and all that sort of stuff. So I learnt on that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And when did you transfer to drums, and
Uh,
why?
I liked, because we had our first band in grade 8, I think, and we were all guitarists,
Yeah.
the three of us in the band, and we just basically had to break to say who was going to be
Is
the
that how it happened?
guitarist.
Did you
Yeah.
draw straws?
I don't know how we decided actually, and then one of us I ended up on bass. Garth ended up on drums, and Colin stayed on guitar, and then I just remember bashing around on Garth's drum kit when he had that. I'm just enjoying it. So
Oh
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, it's about grade 8.
yeah, something like that.
Benji, yeah,
That was about 11 or 12, I think. Whatever grade that was.
guitar.
Yeah, start playing guitar.
Yeah.
Just get an old shitty guitar and learn some chords, and yeah, Dad showed me the first few chords, and yeah, went from there.
Oh, your dad showed you?
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Excellent.
There's a lot of determination in an instrument. Like, it's a good thing. Same with skateboarding.
Yeah.
It's just that determination to just practice and, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're pretty young on your organ?
I re-listened to the last episode before it went live.
Oh, right.
I gave my piano teacher
Oh,
a
flogging.
Fair pace thing.
flog. I did not feel good. I mean, don't get me wrong, she was a right cow, but I did not feel good about that. Yeah, I reckon I was 5.
Really?
Yeah, when I started playing keys,
That's crazy.
and then learnt to play guitar. Our friend Fub taught me to play guitar when we were 16, something
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
We had a spare period at school, and I just said to him, well,
That's when I had tech studies. I was meant to be in tech studies.
yeah.
Walking
We had a
around.
spare period at school, and we were just playing guitar and just fucking around. And he had tech studies at the time, and the way Queensland OPs work, you do 6 subjects and only 5 count. So Scoot just decided, fuck this, I'm not going to put any effort into tech studies. And he was meant to spend 6 months on this project. And he ended up just nailing 2 bits of wood together. And on the last day, going,
That's
here
that
it
one.
is. And the teacher said, is this it, Scott?
Wow.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I was grade 8, I think. Picked
Yeah.
up the guitar. Yeah, I put it down for a year, so I just couldn't get it. I was just like, "Oh, this sucks. I can't."
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can't read
Who
music.
taught you though?
The old girl.
Oh,
yeah.
Does she
yeah.
play?
Oh,
No. Who taught me?
yeah.
Oh, I was trying to teach myself
Oh,
and
right.
friends from school, and then so in grade 8, at the end of grade 8, I think I put it down, just put it up in the cupboard. Grade 9, I don't think I touched it too much at all, and then that's a guitar. And then in grade 10, grade 10, I was onto it every day.
I actually wonder what it's like for kids these days, because back then, kind of rocky music, guitar, drums, music was what we were all listening to,
Yeah.
and so that's why I'll play some Nirvana or I'll play some Metallica, and you can play the song. But I don't
Yeah.
know what kids are into now.
That's right.
Like,
Like
what
they're
are-
into 90s music.
Oh,
my,
they?
my kids love 90s music.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like, they really do. Like,
Yeah.
But I just don't know if a lot of the kids, like, will they get into things like guitar, or is it a more electronic-y?
Yeah, will there be guitar heroes in the future? Because
Yeah.
when we're coming up, there's
Like,
like
who's a-
Or is that done?
Satriani Slash.
If you're a guitar teacher, what are you teaching 13-year-old to play?
Yeah,
You
Yeah.
know,
I reckon it's still the
AC/DC?
same shit.
I
Like,
think there's
You're going to be
still
the
enough-
same? Have to be, yeah.
There's still enough kids learning those.
Yeah, but
instruments
there's still
and
always
learning
be.
those.
But I just don't know if it's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
my son Zach and Ben's son Tommy, they do a lot of. I think he's got like, I think they got 5 albums or something.
Way
can't
more
even
than we
get-
do.
Hey, yeah, we can't even get one out. And Zach's like, "Oh yeah, we're just working on our 6th album." But it's all electronic stuff. Like, it's granted, it's just loops and stuff, but they're just mucking around on computer-based stuff.
Yeah.
That seems to be maybe that's more the thing these days. It's just making stuff on the
Yeah.
computer. Or maybe
yeah,
that's just
will there be guitar,
God,
Yeah.
I hope so.
great guitar players going forward? Like, what are
Yeah.
they listening to now? That's the
Yeah.
question.
And we did the same at school, at high school, and a guy would know a song and he'd teach you that.
Yep.
You know, you're learning from each other.
Yep.
And then a tablature came along and you're like, oh, wow, that's pretty cool. And I remember learning Sweet Child of Mine via tablature.
I had the book,
Oh,
that
did
Guns
ya?
N' Roses book. I think it was 5 of their top songs: "Sweet Child of Mine," maybe "Patience," and another couple. That
In
was
tab.
that was a big thing. Like, you go to the music shop and it was expensive to buy a book of tablature. Before, it was all just on the internet. Like, it was just, you had to buy the printed book.
Yeah.
That's how that, and that there was officially licensed or whatever, proper
Yeah.
from the band. This is how the
Well,
song
I think
goes.
a guy from school got the tablature book for Christmas. So we all lined up at the bloody school
Photocopier.
photocopy.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did
And they
that too.
stapled a
Yeah.
you took it home.
Appetite for Destruction. I've got a photocopy version somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Or used to come in the guitar magazines. They'd
Yep.
transcribe and put
Yep.
like
Oh,
5
they-
songs in the middle of the guitar magazine.
Yeah.
That was cool.
And now it's YouTube. You go on YouTube, learn any song. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
YouTube's amazing. Oh, you don't
It's
need me to tell you this. Like,
I know, 'cause
people
we're
know
on
that.
there.
Yeah.
People
We're on
know
there now.
this, but
Yeah.
you can learn anything on there.
Yeah.
Anything.
How to put a drywall in. How to put
Yeah, all that sort of
a
stuff.
louvers. Yeah.
I just had a flea on my neck.
Really?
You sure it's not a tick?
It's a flea.
You sure it's not a tick?
I'm not sure. Actually.
Show me.
All right. Well, while we're on
Come on, I've squashed it.
Show me.
instruments,
Hold on.
is it a flea?
It's a flea.
You sure it's not a tick?
I'll pass it over to him.
It's still on my finger, mate.
Oh,
It's still there. I've squashed it, so you're not going to be able to.
No, I'll look at it. I'll see it.
Come here.
We'll put it on that paper. Okay, there we go. I'll look at that.
all right. So last one. Yeah, we've run out a bit of time, so we'll
that's
do the
nice.
last fishy bee. We've talked about albums
Not a
that
tick.
have influenced us. What about your musical influences? Like which bands? You know, just keep it
Keep
not
it brief.
too many.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
What's in the fishy bee? So we've got to talk about
The
it.
context of this question, is this in terms of influence your own playing, or more just what bands do you like?
Well, we were just talking about instruments and when you learn. So what influenced you while you were learning the instrument?
I
Let's put it
reckon
that
I'm
way.
nearly done, but
Okay,
I'm going to go
okay.
get a beer.
If that's the question, about learning,
Let's do that in
learning
that
guitar.
context.
absolutely Metallica
Yeah.
and Nirvana were the two big
Were the
ones.
two.
Like, Nirvana more for chord-based stuff and like easy riffs,
Yeah.
and Metallica for anything technical on guitar was just
Yeah.
the best thing to learn on.
Yeah. What about you, Ben?
I think it was Guns N' Roses most
Yep.
of the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was recording them off the radio, so I had patience. I remember that.
Yeah.
Recording, just trying to rewind to that guitar solo,
Yeah.
trying to work out that second part.
Yeah.
And now I know it. It's so simple. I would never have got it before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I love those guys.
Slash is amazing. We
Oh, yeah.
saw him at Suncorp
Oh,
Stadium
that was great. wasn't
last year or this year, whatever it was.
it? Yeah.
How I was like, I knew Slash was good, but actually I didn't think I'd be that impressed as I
Yeah,
was
that was a great
seeing him.
player.
Like,
Yeah.
I actually read he's been with Marshall
Yeah.
for 30 years, Marshall amps, and now he's switched to another one. Do you know what-
Magnetone. Yeah.
yeah, what's the go there? Do you know?
Oh, I think they just offered him something new. So he's gone with Marshall. Totally split.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, which is crazy.
What about you, mate? You were.
Early days when I was learning keys, I just had it shoved down my throat, and it wasn't fun. But then I remember when I was a teenager, and I bought Whitlam's books and stuff like that, and I started learning how to play all the Tim Friedman stuff, and I had so much fun with that. But then guitar was a different story for me, because like with keys, like I said, that's why I No,
Was she a
awfully.
cow? Was she? Did you say
Yeah,
yeah?
Did we talk about that? Yeah.
That's why I awfully talk about it, because it wasn't fun.
In India, cows are sacred and actually looked up to. So is that the context that you meant that?
Yeah, that's what I
perhaps?
meant. It was all positive. She was a lovely human.
Lovely cow. Because you can say that, because we're talking in that context where that's
I
something you would
also
want to
refer
be.
to her as a female dog as well, which is
Well, who
great.
wouldn't want to be that? A strong female dog who can take on the world.
But then when I learned guitar, it was different. Like, it was all for fun. So, learning Powderfinger songs and stuff like that on acoustic was always fun. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it was just different learning keys.
Because
It was just
of
because of her.
Yeah, I think one of the big ones, I used to get home from school and play along to try and figure out like the AC/DC stuff and the Angels, all that palm, that right hand palm muting.
Yeah.
I got a lot of, and I still do it to this day when I write songs as well, and it's just habit. But I just connected with it, and I thought that's really cool. And the right hand's as important as the left hand, you know. So yeah,
That's what I liked when I first went from having keys shoved down my throat to learning guitar. Was I just loved playing all the songs in the 90s that I actually enjoyed. Like, I loved playing all the Silverchair songs and
drop D tuning.
just chucking it in drop D and being able to play everything. All of a sudden being a guitar hero.
Yeah.
yeah.
Every
Yeah.
Grinspoon song.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I found it weird. Is it Patience? What's it? Half a step down.
Yeah.
Those
They
ones.
always tuned E flat, yeah.
Yeah, and I never really had a guitar tuner. I'd just go and play. I'd go, oh, that's A, that's AC/DC A, like nearly in every song of theirs, and I go, oh, I got it now.
Why do you?
And then some of the ones that I'm going, the fuck am I doing wrong? Like, this is when you're learning, you know. Then you're going, oh, it's tuned to E flat. And you're like, oh, right.
Yeah. The problem is if it's tuned to E flat and they have open strings, like you just cannot do it.
You can't.
Yeah.
pitch
Or you have to work out some mangled way of getting it done. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Why with guitar? Because you play, if you're a right-handed person, the neck you do the chords and stuff with your left hand, and you strum with your right. Why is it that way? I've always wondered. Like,
Why wouldn't the neck be?
Yeah, like
your
that's more like
dominant hand?
intricate. The stuff you're doing on your left hand. Why isn't it natural to do that with your right hand? The intricate stuff and the strum.
Yeah,
I mean, it feels unco trying to do it the opposite.
The other way. Yeah.
Or is it just more
that is
about?
true.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Why?
you have more dexterity in your leading hand, right? Is that what
Yeah.
you're saying? Yeah, so basically your left one should be more dexterous.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
why isn't it doing the hard work?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What a pain.
Can we look that up?
Yeah.
We probably can. Yeah. No, it's interesting. And then we got into using capos, and then you got heckled.
Yeah.
Where was that? The hi-fi
I put
bar
a
or
fucking
something?
capo on my guitar in the middle of a gig, and it was a quiet room, and all I heard was this guy go, "Ooh, capo!" Like, fuck, and I'm like, "Fuck you, buddy."
Yeah, not good for your confidence. All right, that's it. We're wrapping up now. Episode 10. What a cracker. Finish on a quick joke. All right.
Oh, no, you told me this was better than the shit I did.
Now-
last week.
Yes. What's worse than two women running with scissors?
Oh, I know the
Two
answer.
women scissoring with the runs. Thank you very much and good much. We'll see you again. I told you it was better.
Can we talk about that?
Fucking horse.